I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. Huron Valley Ambulance, or HVA, is ready to pounce into action in the event of an emergency, but now they are taking it a step further by preparing pet owners in a crisis. HVA is offering free CPR courses to save the lives of animals.
Pets can have, these cardiac emergencies just like people do. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people prepared for emergencies that might happen with their pets.
The size of the animal makes all the difference when performing CPR.
For a different sized dog, you need to lay them differently, pull out their tongue before you do. I would have never known any of that before coming to this class.
We talk about how to do chest compressions, we talk about choking emergencies, and we even cover things like if your dog is injured, how you would muzzle them. Dogs tend to defend injury sites, so if you have a dog with a broken leg, for example, there's always a chance that the dog could bite if that hurts a lot, just trying to protect themselves.
I've always loved animals, and I have a house full of animals, so I just thought that if I ever needed it, that I could try to save one of my animals or anybody else's.
We just encourage people, if something's happening with your pet and you think they're not breathing, use the information that we're providing. Do chest compressions, do rescue breathing. All that people can do in emergencies is really help.
For more on Huron Valley Ambulance and upcoming courses available, visit hva.org. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. December is known for the holiday cheer, and one class was creating art to put people in the spirit of the season. Painters pulled out their best brushes to create scenic watercolors at US Art Quest in Chelsea.
We have a really unique store, making us a nice destination for people looking for the creative environment. There's many classes that we offer. Some of them are just a one-day workshop, and some of them are ongoing, a series of classes. And these teachers excel at what they do and bring it so that people can come at a very affordable price.
Today's class was painting watercolor Christmas cards in a way that you can paint 4 original paintings by doing one step at a time.
Students not only produced one-of-a-kind Christmas cards, they ignited a passion for the arts.
I just have a basic love of watercolor, and I do this because I want to give my excitement away, and what it does for me, I think it's a calming, meditative thing.
It's just new and exciting, and I learn different things. And when I go back home and I start working, it motivates me.
I try to make a class that is fun, yet they still learn something and leave here feeling like they learned a technique that they can use.
For more on classes available, visit usartquest.com. Ann Arbor is striving for inclusivity, and you will notice aspects of our city parks are being designed with more people in mind. Learn about park accessibility in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Hillary Hansel, a landscape architect and park planner with the City of Ann Arbor Parks and Recreation Department. Today I'd like to talk to you about accessibility here in our Ann Arbor park system. There are a few things you may have noticed in our parks, such as benches that appear to have been installed off-center. This is actually an intentional design decision to accommodate users in wheelchairs sitting next to those on benches. There are also picnic tables with elongated extensions on one end, and this also is done to accommodate users in wheelchairs. We also have a unique feature here in Gallup Park, the new Universal Access Playground that you can see behind me. This playground was designed with input from the Center for Independent Living that provided design recommendations to accommodate children as well as caregivers of all abilities. Here in the Ann Arbor Park System, we're working hard to reduce barriers and improve accessibility, and we hope you will join us.
Some degrees are in high demand, and to stay on the cutting edge of the job market, Washtenaw Community College is offering an associate's in cybersecurity. This field is looking for skilled workers, and future projections reveal even more job prospects in the years to come. Joining me is Mike Galea. faculty at WCC. So thank you for joining me, Mike. And you've been with WCC for 20 years now, and I actually thought the cybersecurity degree was something new, but you told me it's not as new as I thought it was.
No, it's not. As a matter of fact, our cybersecurity program at WCC has been around since about 2004, 2005. At that time, we became part of a consortium called CASIA, the Center for System Security and Information Assurance. CASIA was funded through a National Science Foundation grant that allowed us, along with a number of other community colleges and the University of Illinois at Springfield, to develop a common curricula that all the members used. This all originated out of Moraine Valley Community College, so I need to give them credit for that because they were the initiator of this grant. And what we did at that time, it took us about a couple of years to develop this curriculum, and we did, and WCC was one of the first, it was the only college at that time, I think it's 2005, that had a cybersecurity degree. The other thing that grant funded was also training. So WCC and all the other schools trained faculty from other community colleges and even some universities in cybersecurity, and we also provided them with the curriculum that was developed. So that was sort of the whole genesis of cybersecurity. Shortly thereafter, Eastern Michigan University started their own cybersecurity program, and they're a very valued academic partner. We worked closely with them even before my time at WCC. So we created a transfer agreement with them also, because at that time that degree only transferred to University of Illinois at Springfield.
Okay, and so you needed to work something out locally, because odds are if you're going to WCC, you're probably going to go somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, University of Illinois at Springfield is not sort of the natural path for our students. So, but EMU had already been active. So we worked with them and actually had a transfer agreement about 2007. And that agreement lasted for a few years. And what happened during the late, 2010, 2011, enrollment started to decline. So what we did, we sort of reorganized our program, and instead of we terminated the cybersecurity degree because we really weren't getting any enrollments, and created a cybersecurity track in our networking degree, and we've had that for about 5 years. Well, last year we were approached by Eastern. They came to us and they wanted to revitalize our degree and also revitalize their program. Because over the years we had provided them a lot of students. So that's how we have this new cybersecurity degree, and I'm very happy about this thing because many of the courses in that degree are direct transfers. We only have a few courses that are electives, and it gives our students a path to a 4-year degree. The way this degree was designed, interestingly enough, is we wanted to make sure there's enough skills that if a student wanted to stop at the associate's degree and get a job, they could do that. Or if they wanted to transfer, they could do that also, and we provide that kind of flexibility.
So if you are, let's say you stop at your associates, what kind of jobs would you be getting in the field? Well,
a couple of different types of jobs. You could work at an entry-level position in cybersecurity. You could also work at an entry-level position in networking. You have enough networking skills where you can administer networks or do some system administration and things of that sort.
So let's say you do the EMU track. So you're taking your cybersecurity and your gen eds at WCC. How much more time would you be spending at EMU to get your 4-year degree? Do you have 2 more years left?
It would be 2 more years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We designed this degree to have sort of the minimum number of credits, so it'd be 62 credits. So you'd be transferring into Eastern as a junior.
Okay, that actually works out great, because most of the time, most degrees you're getting, when you do go to community college, I feel like the majority of if you're taking general education classes, they do transfer, but once you kind of get into a specialty, they're not necessarily going to transfer. So this is actually working with you if you're going into cybersecurity.
Yeah. Our transfer agreements with Eastern, at least ours in our CS department, are as I said, we work very closely with them. They're very valued because we do, in our degrees actually, our students, whether it's our programming degree or some of our other degrees, will transfer, they can transfer as juniors.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
because you guys are working in conjunction with that specific university.
Yeah. We also have a 3+1 degree where you take 3 years of credits at WCC and 1 year of credits at Eastern also. So again, we have a very close working relationship with them.
Why is this field becoming so in demand now? There just weren't people that were getting degrees in it, or?
Well, it's sort of cyclic. It's always been in demand, but cybersecurity in the early 2000s was in the forefront because of all the exploits that were going on. It sort of went off the news for a while, and once again, over the past few years, it's come to the forefront again, because you look at some of the things that are going on in terms of what nation states are doing. One of the biggest dangers, for example, of North Korea is not their nukes. They're not going to shoot nukes. They have a very skilled core of hackers, and they've perpetrated some some interesting things over the years. So that's coming to the forefront, and there's renewed interest in this degree. And I think, as I've seen already over the past few months, a renewed interest in our students in terms of pursuing this degree.
Well, what are you doing to stay on the cutting edge of technology? Because obviously technology is always changing, so you have to be changing with it.
We live on shifting sands. This is what I tell my students. Everything I teach today, I had to learn over the past 10 years. I didn't know anything about cybersecurity 12 years ago. I didn't know anything about configuring firewalls 12 years ago. There's a lot of things I didn't know. I've had to learn it. I, along with my colleagues, also stay very current. We go to training. I've been, probably this is the first year, yeah, I actually did some training this year. Last year is the first year in the 19 years that I've been there where I haven't gone off to some sort of training.
Yeah.
And early on, to be honest with you, every summer I would be gone from anywhere from 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
For training, and that will continue. So.
And do you find that maybe there's certain types of people that have certain skill sets that would be better acclimated for a degree like this?
Absolutely. You like to solve puzzles. You're mischievous. You like to do, break into things. That's the kind of individual we need. The thing I tell my students is this, and in our first cybersecurity course, I said, if you've come here because you've heard you can make a lot of money in cybersecurity, and it's true, you can, what I'd recommend is that you go over to the med school and take a brain surgery class, because you can make more money at brain surgery and have equal likelihood of success. So you need the passion for it. You need to, because as you mentioned, we have to stay current. This is not something that you're going to learn and never and stop learning. Learning is a continuum, and has been for my career from the time I started. It was almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, and obviously you enjoy that aspect of it, because I don't think you would have stuck with something for that long.
Yeah. And that's it. I like working with computers, and that's the thing you need to have. That sort of that interest of how things work, particularly how a computer works and how networks work and things of that sort. And if you have that interest, we can teach you the skills.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mike.
My pleasure.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.